Hey everyone, welcome to Birds of a Feather. Today I'm showing you how to wrap netting around a bottle in very much the same way as you've seen on Japanese fishing floats. This is an authentic knot that I'm going to show you, and we're using only one piece of cord. So let's set this aside. And to start, you're just going to form your loop, and when you do that, make sure that it's big enough to go over the neck of your bottle. As long as it stretches, you're good to go. Now I've got my tail end here, and what I would suggest is for you to measure off at least, I'd say 3 feet, because you're going to end up having to knot this end as you come around each and every row. So for demonstration purposes, because this is just easier to maneuver, I'm just using this piece right here. So you're going to take your tail end and just wrap it through the loop. And just keep wrapping around, in and out, until you're back at the beginning. Now just to secure it, you're going to take your tail end and you're just going to come through one of these loops here. And now you're good to go. So you're going to have your working end on your right hand side. Now that we've got our middle section formed, what we're going to do is create a loop, and I suggest you get something like a paint stick to keep them consistent. Just wrap it around. Now you're going to take your working cord, which is on the right hand side now. As you can see, that's your tail end. You're going to come through. You're forming another loop. Again, you want your working end on the right hand side. You don't want to get twisted. You're going to capture the first loop here and bring it through. Now you're just going to pull tight. Tighten up that knot. The first one can be a little bit finicky. Oops. Okay. Now you're going to do the same thing. And there you go, 3 loops. You'll find that the more that you do this, the more proficient you get. So what I found is if you put your paint stick on there, you're just going to bring it around to the back and pinch that before you release the paint stick. Now your loop is already through. You can just bring it down. Now you can just insert a finger there to hold that tight and release that and pull back. And then you're not really fussing with it too much, as I did with the previous 3. So again, bring your paint stick back, bring it around the back, release it, bring your loop through, capture your first loop, put your finger in there to keep it tight, just bring that closer together, you can release that and tighten. Turn your work, bring back your paint stick, bring that up into the back, pinch that, release the stick, bring your loop through, bring it through the center here, insert your finger to hold that tight, and now pull on your knot. Tighten that up and move on. can even leave the paint stick there until you pull your loop through if you like. It doesn't really matter. Bring it around, hold it through, tighten. Turn your work. Just remember to bring it around the back. It's just so much easier to pull it through from there. Release your paint stick, bring your loop through, finger, tighten it up. Now as you're tightening, notice that I'm bringing it together. I'm not holding it like way out here. I'm bringing it right over beside the knot to tighten it. Now I'm going to continue on until I have 11, and then I'm going to show you how to tie the last one, which will be the 12th. So let's see where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 2 more. Now it gets a little more difficult to get him back as you get to the beginning. Last one before we tie off. Okay, now we've got 11 loops and we're about to tie off our last loop here, which will make number 12. We've got our tail end on the right hand side here, and this is our working yarn. Just going to put the paint stick right underneath. Now we're going to bring the tail end under. And I'm just going to pull. And tighten that off. I've got my working yarn on the left hand side here. I'm just going to bring it over to the right. Now my tail end is on the left. I'm just going to grab my end and I'm going to bring it over and then under and pull. There, your knot is complete. Now for ease of this next step, I'm bringing in this thread holder. I'm just going to set it down. I'm going to pop my piece over the center. And now I can easily maneuver and pull it. So we're going to retire our paint stick for now, and we're bringing in this piece of cardboard here. This is 6 centimeters wide, or 2 3/8, and we're just going to put it under our first working loop here. Now make sure you grab your working yarn, which is attached to your spool. You're going to pull this through the loop. And then you're pulling down. Now as you're pulling down, make sure that your working yarn is on the left. Then you're going to take your spool, bring it through the center, pull it through, Just hold your finger at the bottom of this loop here and then pull tight. Remove the cardboard, and there's your first knot on the first row. And we're just going to rotate our work. Make sure your loop isn't twisted as you grab this. Put the cardboard there. Bring your working yarn up. Pull through that loop. And again, as you're pulling down, ensure that your working yarn is on the left side. Just pull it far enough that you can get your spool of thread right through that loop. So we're going to bring it under, pull it right through. You can give a tug on the right hand side of that cord just to hold it taut against the cardboard. Then put your finger over that knot, pull tight, and then release the cardboard. Again, insert your cardboard underneath, bring your working yarn up, right through that loop, pull down, and you're pulling on the left hand side here. Bring your spool underneath through that loop, pull it through, give a little tug on the right and hold that firmly, and pull forward. Tighten up that knot. Release your cardboard, and as you can see, we've got perfectly formed, consistent loops here. So I'm just going to continue around in the exact same manner until I'm back to the beginning again, and then I'll show you once again how to tie the two ends off. And again, as you're pulling this through, just pull down on the right hand side so that everything's taut. Hold your finger there and pull. Here we are back to the beginning. We're at the end of the first row and we have to tie off these loose ends here. So again, I'm going to insert my cardboard right there. Got my tail end here. I'm just going to come under and pull. And I'll just tighten that knot. Now I've got my working end over here. I'm just going to bring it over to the right hand side. Got my tail end on the left. I'm just going to come over and through. And there you go, you're ready to go. Your tail end is on the left, your spool is on the right. You're going to continue on exactly the same way, putting the cardboard underneath, pulling the loop through, bring your spool through, and pull tight. Just make sure your cardboard is lined up against these two knots here, just to keep it even. Pull a little on the right, place your finger over, and tighten that knot. So I'm going to continue all this off camera, and we'll be back to show you how I'm going to get it onto my vessel, my glass. When I was about 2 loops into the 4th row of netting, I was curious to see if that would be my last row, and I can see that 4 rows is going to be enough. So I'm going to take it back onto the thread spool and finish that 4th row. So meet me right back here and I'll show you how to finish off the bottom of the bottle. I don't even know what this is. I found this at the thrift store and it's just so handy. So I'm just going to lay it on there as so. I've got everything stuck down. I've got all my 12 loops. I've got my end taped off for ease of putting it through. And where I ended, I'm just going to count over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to come through here, just pull the cord right through. And then I'll tighten it up. Then I'm going to count over another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will be right here. And again, come through with the cord. I honestly didn't know what length I would need, so I cut off hopefully more than I'm going to need. Better to have too much than too little. So again, counting over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, counterclockwise. I forgot to mention earlier that when I put this on the bottle, I did turn it right side out, because as you're working with it, you're working with the wrong side. It just looks a little more finished when you do that. Okay, again counterclockwise. It's right there. I'm going to come through the loop and pull through. And of course my cord is getting caught on the stuff that you can't see that's off camera. As you can see, you've got this star shape forming here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 takes me right here. There, now you can really see that star shape taking form. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come right through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. At this point, you don't even really have to count. It's kind of obvious where it's going to go. It's in whatever space you have left. You have to make sure that you go into every space at least once. Okay, we're getting there. Actually, let's go this way. It's shorter. I'm just going to double knot this. I need a helper. Okay, I'm going to hide those knots, cut it off, and then we're ready for display. If you enjoyed this project, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell to get notifications of our upcoming projects.